Here I am, and I'm standing in the field of victory. My name is Mark, and I teach economics. And over the last several years, if you know and you followed me, I'm getting a PhD in economics, and to be frank, I'm earning a pittance. In this video, I'm going to tell you one of the most important ways to achieve economic self-sufficiency. A lot of economists are in their ivory towers talking about aggregate abstract theory. I'm an economist who likes to practice what they preach. And one of the ideas here that I try to convey to my class is economics is just not a study of the abstraction, it's a study of individual choices in you. So when you're achieving or trying to achieve self-sufficiency, you have to ask yourself, what is your biggest pain point in your budget? Or at least the pain point that you can do something about. You have fixed costs and variable costs. Fixed costs might be your mortgage, your rent, or else you'd be homeless. A variable cost might be your food budget. And one thing that is conveyed, part American, let's say part European in Europe, is you don't want to cheap out on your food. You know, you can cheap out on other things, but not your food, because it affects your health, your well-being, your outlook. And one of the ways to do that and achieve self-sufficiency is to grow your own food plot. I know there's a zillion, people on the internet telling you about this, but I'm an economist and I'm getting a PhD and I study individual choice, cost, production, and I can tell you from my own experience, this is a significant savings. First of all, let's say I save $500 a month just growing a little bit of food. Can you imagine going to your boss and groveling for $500 more a month? Or even $1,000? That's a lot of effort, and that's after-tax disposable income. Whereas when you grow it in your backyard, you get the best stuff on earth. And you don't have to grovel to your boss. You can use something called the substitution effect in your budgeting. If I have very high quality produce organic coming from my backyard, then maybe once in a while I can buy the things that are of lesser quality because it cancels it out, if I want to go that route. But to just bottom line fixed cost, variable cost savings of growing your own food is significant. I would expect if you're doing it right, you could save $800 a month. I know it's a bold statement, but hear me out. So first, a lot of people say, well, there's a fixed cost and a startup cost to growing. It isn't. You need machinery, you need tiller, you need fertilizers. I use none of that. This field that I'm standing on, I tarped it a month ago, pulled off the tarp. I got those tarps on clearance, and it was bare grass that had all gone away and starting to decay. I had to pull up a couple little weeds, and then I threw organic matter on top. It doesn't matter the organic matter. It doesn't matter if you're mulching, composting, manures, if you're taking things, inoculating mycorrhizal fungi from the forest. You just throw some organic matter and some seeds. We collected these seeds, so they're seeds from last year. So nothing on here I purchased. Everything here is free. It looks beautiful. It wasn't a lot of work. It was just literally rolling a light tarp off it and sprinkling some organic matter on top. In a couple of months, this whole field will be green. I've got other fields already under production, but it doesn't take that much work, and it certainly saves you the money that you would be spending at the gym, Pilates, or yoga, and I'm pretty fit. So it doesn't matter what your situation is. Even if you're renting, you can ask the landlord to, use a little bit of ground. I've never had a problem with this. If you're in an apartment, you can innovate and grow things inside. But most of you have a little patch of grass in the backyard that you could tarp. And this savings that you achieve, it can be applied to other things like your education, for furthering, for innovation, for tools, entrepreneurial effort. And so if you want to know how to achieve self-sufficiency from an economist, think in terms of saving money and using the money for investment capital for other ventures. Don't just think in terms of work, get a job, and this is my budget. Think in terms of being an entrepreneur. So I'm standing in the field of victory, and I hope that you will too. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot of videos and comments, and you can check out my blog, my website, about not only abstract economic, Adam Smith and classical ideas, but how this applies to your very life. Thank you.